Complex cognitive processes. The three complex cognitive processes that we chose to do are metacognition, creativity, and transfer by Matt, Brianna, Lucy, and Tara.
Our deep question is, how, as a soon-to-be teacher, can you create an environment in your classroom that considers the importance of metacognition, creativity, and/or transfer?
Metacognition is defined as knowledge about our own thinking process. William James wrote over 100 years ago, metacognition literally means thinking about thinking. The term metacognition was introduced into child development in the 1970s. Metacognition is our ability to use our own knowledge to manage our own thinking process. Learning capability and speed are influenced by different metacognitive abilities. It is not necessary to be metacognitive all the time. As we age, it can become more natural and we will not have to think about it, but we will just do it. Differences in metacognitive abilities come from different development. Younger children may only think that the point of a lesson is to finish the task. As we get older, we become more cognitive to strategies, understanding the message of lessons and tasks. Metacognition is influenced by learning experience, and working to improve these skills are important to students that often have trouble in school. Metacognition involves three kinds of learning. Declarative knowledge is knowing yourself as a learner and what to do to perform a task. Procedural knowledge is knowing how to use strategies. Self-regulatory knowledge is knowing the conditions of a task and when to apply them and why to apply them. There are three essential skills included in metacognition. Planning, how much time, what strategies to use, how much attention to give material. Monitoring, assessing how you are doing, is this making sense or have I studied enough? And evaluation, making judgments about the process and of thinking. Will this strategy work? Should I get help?
Metacognitive abilities begin to develop around ages 5 to 7. In elementary, metacognitive activities can be used in groups or individually. Some examples include having students set goals and then assessing those achievements, regular use of self-reflection activities with prompts such as, what did you learn about yourself as a reader today? Or, what did you learn that you can do again and again? Especially for younger students who are still developing their metacognitive abilities, asking the same questions regularly can help them grow. The KWL approach. Asking students what they already know about a subject, what they want to know, and at the end of the activity, what they have learned. This can be a great way to start off any lesson. Here's an example of a KWL chart. In middle school, writing journals can be really helpful for students to reflect on their feelings. They are going through a lot of changes during this time in their life, and having a journal to reflect on how they're feeling and handling different situations can help them grow and mature. Asking students how they are feeling about assignments and content can help them develop metacognitively to monitor and evaluate their own understanding. In high school, kids have usually developed their metacognitive abilities a bit more, so this is a great time to be giving more activities with reflective portions and chances to explore their own feelings and understanding. Study tips. Help students plan effectively and understand which concepts they should focus more time on versus others can help them build metacognitive planning skills. Students may talk to each other about a test and therefore self-assessing how prepared they are. Now we will look at a short video showing an example of metacognitive abilities in a high school setting.
Hey guys, are you guys ready for that Psych test on the theorists?
I don't know, I've been studying lots, but I don't think I really understand Bronfenbrenner still.
Oh yeah, all his systems and stuff?
Yeah, I think I really need to study more to be prepared for the test. What about you guys?
I don't know who Bronfenbrenner is.
I'm really confused about Erickson.
Oh, okay. I think I could help you guys with Erickson. I'm feeling pretty confident with his stages, but Bronfenbrenner, I also agree, I'm a little confused.
This is just a quick quote we got to that we thought nicely summed up creativity. Can you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? Creativity can be defined as original thinking and problem solving. It is said that people cannot be creative in every sense, that it is something that is narrowed down to one specific subject. Divergent thinking is an important component in many aspects of creativity. Divergent thinking is the ability to come up with numerous solutions to one problem or task. Creativity can come in many forms and may not always be easily detected. A few possible signs of creativity in students are curiosity, concentration, adaptability, high energy, humor, nonconformity, daydreaming, and inventiveness. Another important component of creativity is the ability to restructure a problem in order to see it in different light. This ability requires comprehensive background knowledge of the subject or problem before the restructuring takes place. For the most part, our understanding of creativity has been based on the creativity of white males. Little is known about the creativity in women and minorities. What is known, though, is that diversity plays a major role in creativity. Experience with other languages, cultures, or simply being outside of the mainstream culture has proven to encourage creativity. Innovators tend to be the masters of creative thought. They are the explorers and tinkerers, often also the rule breakers. Teachers are given the important ability to instill creativity in students by encouraging imaginative thought and divergent thinking.
Humans often have the most divergent thinking when they are young. So what can we as educators do to encourage creativity to flourish? Brainstorming as a group or as individuals. Create an environment with no judgment that encourages wild, impossible ideas that, with a bit of toning down, can lead to a completely possible and interesting idea. Accept and encourage divergent thinking. Tolerate dissent. Encourage students to trust their own judgment by giving ungraded assignments sometimes. Emphasize that everyone is capable of creativity in some form. Provide time, space, and materials to support creative projects. An example of this could be following up on a memorable event such as a field trip by allowing students the opportunity to draw, write, or make music. Be a stimulus for creative thinking. Now we will watch a short video showing how not to encourage creativity, followed by how to encourage creativity in an elementary setting.
Alright class, what is the best breakfast food?
Oh, porridge.
That's okay. Are there any other ideas? Yeah,
Scrambled eggs.
that is the best idea, yeah. Are there any other ideas though?
Chicken and rice.
No, breakfast food is not chicken and rice, that's wrong. Alright class, today we're going to be doing some brainstorming. What do you think are some good breakfast foods?
Porridge.
That's a great idea. Any other ideas? Yes.
Scrambled eggs.
I like that. That's also a really great idea. Matt,
Chicken and rice.
chicken and rice. That is a good idea. Normally not a breakfast food, but it has protein. It can be a good source of energy, so I really like that. Thanks for sharing. Good brainstorming, guys.
Middle school. It is important that teachers do not discourage imagination or original ideas in the classroom. This can be difficult because creative students may answer a question in a way that it was not intended to be answered due to divergent thinking. One way in which teachers can encourage creativity in the classroom is through brainstorming. John Baer provides 4 main steps to brainstorming: defer judgment, avoid ownership of ideas, hitchhike on other ideas, and encourage wild ideas. Brainstorming can be a useful tool in the classroom. For example, in a math class, students could be asked to get into groups and brainstorm different ways that they could demonstrate what had just happened in a math equation without using numbers. This could be really useful for visual learners as well as oral learners. Creativity and divergent thinking should not be forgotten about in high schools. One way in which creativity could be encouraged in high school is by allowing students free range with projects and assignments. Create a criteria for an assignment, but do not include a guideline for the way in which you would like it to be presented. Allow students to come up with a way of completing the assignment on their own terms. This method allows room for divergent thinking and creative thought process.
Transfer. Transfer is the influence of previously learned material on new material. It is a productive process, meaning you have to transfer the knowledge to something new, not reproductive, which is just reapplying the same tool to the same problem. There can be negative transfer, like functional fixedness, which is the inability to use objects or tools in a new way. There's also response set, which is responding in the most familiar way to a problem. These are negative transfer because both apply previously learned strategies to situations, but they do so inappropriately. Transfer can occur across subjects, physical and social contexts, time periods, functions, and modalities. In education, transfer is very important because a fundamental goal for teachers is to help their students use knowledge, skills, and motivation throughout their lives. There are two types of transfer that occur. First, automatic, which is the direct use of a skill in everyday applications. Second, thoughtful transfer of knowledge and strategies occurs when a person can come up with a creative solution to a differing problem. Thoughtful transfer is a bit trickier because it requires mindful abstraction or knowing that a strategy can apply to more than one kind of problem. Teachers are important in helping students understand how to transfer knowledge they've learned to different situations. They truly are setting students up for their future lives because by developing transferring skills, students will be able to solve the problems they face later on in life. There are 3 phases of transfer. The acquisition phase, which is when a student learns a strategy, how to use it, rehearses it, and knows when and how to use it. The retention phase, where they practice the strategy with feedback to use it more effectively. And the transfer phase, which is when they are given a new problem that appears different and must transfer skills to solve it.
Elementary. When students master or overlearn a subject, there is a greater chance of transfer. Actively involving students in the learning process also helps encourage transfer. After students have mastered a subject, reintroduce a similar problem that can be solved in the same way. This can be easily applied to math. Giving real-world examples or problems is a great way to encourage transfer. For example, using addition skills at the grocery store. In middle school, as Piaget discussed, many students feel a sense of egocentrism and think a lot about how the world may be perceiving them. A way to use transfer in order to help your students get past some of this social angst could be in an English class using a novel for a class novel study that has themes that students can relate to and emotions and feelings that teens may be going through. Discussing these themes with students is important, and then in social contexts, they can transfer the lessons learned and themes that are applicable in order to help them get through this awkward time. This is transfer across social contexts. Now we will watch a short video showing students transferring knowledge and skills learned in math to the real world.
Alright class, I think you guys have really mastered perimeter, volume, and area. So now I want you to take what you've learned and apply it in your life. So go home this weekend and measure something in your room, like your bed, and figure out how you can reorganize the things in your room to better fit.
Okay, so my room is 12 feet by 15 feet, and I really want my bookshelf to go here, and it's 30 inches wide, so I wonder if it'll fit. Wow, this is 56! I can totally put my bookshelf here. Yes!
A great example of transfer in high school is using math concepts and applying them to physics problems. Simple algebra learned in math class is now being used in velocity questions in physics. The word problems can challenge students to understand what they need to do, and if transfer has occurred, they will be able to decipher what needs to be done using English concepts of comprehension and understanding, and then using math to solve the problem. This is transfer across subjects. This next video shows students who perhaps are not the best role models, but they are an example of using knowledge gained in their younger years and applying that to a real-life situation.
Alright, so today we're going to be learning how to run. So in order to run, you want to have opposite arms and opposite legs and keep high knees. Okay guys, are you ready to run?
That was such a fun party. Oh yeah, it was great. Oh no, the clock. Oh my gosh.
I know how to run. High knees, high knees, high knees, high knees.
Well, I guess I should be happy that the things my students learned in gym class, they transferred and applied to real life.
So here are principles of effective design that we used for our CommTech class. And here are our references. So thank you for watching our presentation. We hope you enjoyed it.